Said TikTok, it's been a while since I made a video, but here I am again. I've been thinking a lot about what's going on in the culture, what's happening when it comes to relationships between people and stuff like that. And there's always been a saying, it's women are spiritual about life, but practical about relationships, whereas men are practical about life and spiritual about relationships. And I've seen it. This thing is so true down to the very core. Uh, you see all these Tesla bombings and stuff like that. Yeah, Teslas, SOPs, where people sell Teslas and stuff. They're being shot up. They're being set on fire. They're being attacked. There was a major protest because of what's happening with Doge and all that kind of stuff and the cutting of people's jobs, which I'm 100% for and support. We need a clean house. We need to get rid of these corrupt bureaucrats in these positions that's stealing from the American taxpayers. That needs to go. But you got a question: why do they attack Tesla stops for? I mean, that's not going to do anything about Doge. That's like two separate beasts because they're trying, I guess, to hurt Elon Musk. But if you look at these groups and stuff like that, they're usually led by women and women who and men who want to get with those women. And my question is why? Why about this? And it's just like I said earlier, women are spiritual about life. So when things don't go right in life, they have to take that out in some way. And this is why you're seeing Tesla stops being sought up and all of this kind of stuff, because basically they have no God, they have no religion, they have no community, they have no people anymore. So when they do find a community or people, it's usually some type of psycho group, like maybe other women. I don't think there's anything more dangerous to women than other women, because other women make fun of each other, they diss each other, they talk to each other behind each other's backs, they are constantly escalating situations and fights and all this kind of stuff. I'm not trying to rag on women, but I mean, it's true. Like, other women have also said that women do these type of things. That is something very common with women. And the men who want to get with those women are trying to impress these women. So they do something extremely crazy to basically try to hook up with as many leftist women as possible. I mean, you see these women going crazy when Trump won, like shaving their heads, like wearing the color blue for some reason, because I guess that's the color of the Democrats or something, and all of this kind of just crazy thing. Like, they were even talking about bracelets at one point. But you don't see men doing this very often. It's because men are spiritual about their relationships rather than about stuff going on in life. And you can see that with the dating pool and all that kind of stuff. Why are men choosing to sit out instead of dating women? And it's because women are not looking to be in relationships in this day and age. They really not. Women, that feminists especially, just want it to be all about them and all this kind of stuff, and that how they don't need a man and how they can afford everything and live. And that is a problem with society today, because you have so many women who claim to be independent, and then when they get 30, 40 years old, they wonder why they can't find a man. It's because when you were younger, the man who wanted to hook up with you threw to the curve side. And it's a real shame to see the culture in this state and this decay, because there's a lot of good men who like women who could be good, who could be valuable to society, and they throw them to the side. And then when it comes time to actually find a man, those good men that you wonder what happened to, that disappeared, you threw that guy to the side. You threw him to a dumpster. You told him he was trash. And as a result, that guy is now a fat guy playing a PlayStation, because, again, he had no woman to guide him throughout his life. He had no one to show him the way how to actually be a man. Like, here's the thing about men and women relationship. A man has to learn how to be a man over time. It doesn't just happen naturally. And the way that a man learns to be a man is by getting into relationships with women. Women are supposed to guide the man to being men. Like this is why we have marriage, right? The idea of the duties of a man only happens if he has a family, if he has relationships, if he has women, children, because now he's forced to work for something. But with these women not getting with these men, that means that these men have nothing to strive for, nothing to work for, nothing to be better for themselves. So they're at home playing video games, probably getting fat, probably wasting away their lives. Because again, why should they do anything? They have nothing to strive for, nothing to work for, nothing to actually gain. And this is true with our jobs. All of our jobs are going overseas. So again, what jobs are there for you to take that are high paying? There are none of those jobs. You have to be skilled at something, or you have to do something to get those jobs. That's not always the case. Like, most people went to the factories after high school, but we have no more factories. We shipped all that to China. We shipped all that to places overseas, so they do no longer exist. Those jobs are gone, and I don't think there's any way to get those back, because you ain't gonna compete against slave labor no matter how many companies come back. There might be a few companies that come back, but overall, the majority of the people of those factories are not coming back. And with AI taking over these jobs, those jobs are probably going to be gone within the next couple of years anyways. So, I mean, Tim Pool said this, been saying this throughout this week, that basically he doesn't see a future to where there is any realization between the right and the left. And part of the reason, too, is because of relationships between men and women. I mean, this is why I think we're headed towards a civil war in this country, basically. And it has a lot to do with men and women, too. I mean, the issues really at hand is when we saw Donald Trump win, most of the men voted for Trump, but the majority of the women voted for Kamala. I mean, this is why you're seeing them saving their heads and all that kind of stuff after Kamala Harris lose. And they're saying now that next time they want like 2 women to run for president or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you get what's going on in the culture, and it's like, how to explain it? Like, it's difficult to explain, but you get it when you see it. And I'm seeing a lot of bad stuff, and I'm seeing why there was maybe a cultural decline here. And I think a lot of it has to do with women in the workplace. I don't really think that for the most part, women actually want to be in the workplace. I'm sure they say they do, but I don't think they actually do. I think that most women want to be mothers. They want to be homemakers, but the issue with that is that they're told that they should not want those things. They are told that they should go get a job as middle management at Walmart, Amazon, or whatever, or even at a hotel chain, and that they will be happy if they make this sort of money, and they don't need a man to survive. They don't need a man. And here's the thing. You don't need a man to survive. That is true. I 100% that. I don't think no women actually need a man to survive. That is not what we're talking about when we're talking about needs. When we are talking about needs, especially men, right? Men absolutely need women, because there is a spiritual component to this. There is absolutely a spiritual component. There isn't a physical component to it. It's actually spiritual. It's something much, much deeper. It's something that, again, it's very hard to explain because it is spiritual. Men absolutely need women. Women absolutely need men for a spiritual component. The thing about it is, again, for a woman, it's easy for a woman to date a man she don't like and dump him within 2 weeks. That man is going to take a long time to recover. It's not going to recover in like 2, 3, 4 weeks. It might take years even for him to recover. And like women typically don't understand this. And I think it's, again, because they're practical about relationships, but spiritual about life, which is why I think you see all the chaos that takes place in this world. And I think why there is chaos in relationships personally is because men are spiritual about relationships. That's pretty much how I say.